I've never done that.
In text messages, you said keep healing.
You need to keep healing because you won't stop and you're doing the same thing.
Do you want to meet the Hills, Whitney?
Yeah.
You, Lisa Barlow.
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And there's a crisp chill in the air because the Real Houses of Salt Lake City is back and I feel reborn.
I feel reborn. This feels really good. Honestly, I was a little bit scared that after such a stellar finale for the last season and the Monica of it all and the reality Montees of it all, I was scared they wouldn't be able to recapture the magic or the excitement, but they honestly did. It didn't feel like anything was missing. I was captivated by getting caught up on all the new dynamics. There are some new dynamics.
That is what I love about Salt Lake City. It is the definite. I know all the Housewives are ensemble cast, but it is the true definition of an ensemble cast. Like they all are the heartbeat of that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, new alliances. Like which one shocked you the most this intro?
Well, I think the new alliance that shocked me the most was Angie K and Mary.
So let's talk about you and Angie's relationship.
Hi, Bezos.
I feel like life is weird. She gained my trust. And I don't know, I can't really tell you where it happened.
Because, you know, Mary didn't even want Angie K to step to her at the pool, say hi.
Mary, come on over, girl.
I am not coming over there. Who is Angie?
Share a chip or a salsa with her.
No, like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, she didn't want any of that. And now she's talking about Angie K. So genuine and sincere and honest and this and that. So that's interesting.
She brings a realness, like a genuine person that really cares about me.
Obviously, I think a foreshadowing of where Mary's head was at when she decides later this season to ditch her friendship with Meredith.
The flip and the flop. Mm-hmm. It's easier to jump ship when you know there's another buoy nearby.
Yeah, that's very true. And
that's right below deck, yeah.
And then also, speaking of Angie and new dynamics, Lisa and Angie aren't getting along.
I know.
Did you tell Whitney about our conversation that you had with me and Heather?
Which part?
All of it.
And Angie's getting along more so with Whitney.
I had Angie's back vehemently last year, and now I feel like she's more loyal to Whitney than me.
Not that they ever had real beef.
I feel like I've never seen them talk.
Right, like they weren't a thing, and all of a sudden they're a thing. Angie feels the need to step in and step up for Whitney because, you know, you were saying it's an ensemble cast, but Whitney kind of stole the show.
I'm going home to my new beautiful house and my children.
Because everyone's coming for her.
Everyone's coming for her. But what I do love about Salt Lake City, they have some traditions. And I guess maybe this is going to be a tradition. We don't know how many years this will continue. Every premiere has to start with Meredith and Whitney fighting over a bath time.
What is up with the bath bombs?
The bath bombs?
Bombs.
My bath bombs?
I know. I was like, is this deja vu? Like, what is going on?
This is definitely serving deja vu.
But now, I guess Whitney is selling bath bombs.
The bath bombs.
And baths are Meredith's thing.
It's so strange to me because in New York, I'm like, I'm launching a bath collection.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Meredith knows it. Whitney knows it. But, you know, Whitney was saying that she's been selling bath bombs for a good while now. I had never heard of the bath bombs on the show before. I definitely knew about the beauty and maybe there was a candle or two. Some skincare.
All of this is a line. Yeah, I think she did have skincare.
I mean, look.
And crystals, maybe?
Like crystal jewelry or something? Wasn't there jewelry? I feel like there was jewelry being promoted while Lisa and Monica were yelling at each other last year, right?
Yes, because it was at a sound bath type thing. So Salt Lake City it's a lot.
It is a lot. Well, and I think that was like the thing that Meredith was saying is like, oh, you were doing jewelry. I'm a jewelry designer. Now you're doing bath bombs. I'm the queen of baths. So I don't know. It definitely makes you think.
I know. Do you think bath bombs should? Because Whitney's whole thing is like, I just didn't sell it with my jewelry because it doesn't go. Do you think that's a fair excuse or no?
I had bath bombs on the
presented to me.
Because I didn't see bath bombs in a jewelry store.
But you saw skincare in a jewelry store.
I mean, I think that's a sentence that makes sense. To sell bath bombs and jewelry together, maybe, yeah, like they don't necessarily go with each other.
But here's the thing, and Whitney, take this. When you're looking for a gift for someone and you're like, you know when sometimes it's the hard thing where you're like, oh, let me just get them one thing, but you're like, is that enough? But then if you get two things, does it dilute each of them? Do you ever have that conundrum?
No, because I like more things than one. So if you
Okay,
want,
Whitney, exactly.
right? Okay, true. Okay.
So then I'm like, what would if I was shopping for one of my girls? Here's a bracelet. Here's a bath bomb. Love you and good night.
that sounds really nice.
The Whitney
yeah.
special.
Yeah, a bracelet and a bath
So
bomb.
I don't, maybe she'll, and maybe now that she and Meredith are beefing their hearts out, she'll start doing that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, if she really wants to get under Meredith's skin, and it seems like she might.
She wants to get in her tub under the bubbles.
Yeah.
Under the bubbles.
Do you know what's so funny is I just always imagine and envision Meredith in a tub, and I know she wasn't in a tub when she revealed this, but this is, kind of going off of our interview with Meredith from last week. She discussed more in depth the issue where her breast tissue just won't stop.
It's her superpower.
I started out as a small C. I grew to a triple D. Got back to a C. Grew to a double D.
No matter what I do, no matter how thin I get, my natural breast tissue just keeps growing.
It is her
See ya,
superpower.
unstoppable. I just feel like, I know it doesn't happen, but I feel she wakes up, she's like, not again. Seth, call the doctor.
But do you know what's really funny is remember how Seth used to have a thing for Whitney's boobs a while back? Honestly, look at your own wife. They're growing.
Not me. Tell Seth.
So he's good. He lucked out, honestly. If that's been the issue over the last few years, that's his
I wonder if
thing.
he manifested that as a kid. He's like, I want a wife whose breasts don't stop growing, and now Meredith has to deal with it.
And Meredith's like, freaking Seth. Now I have to visit my surgeon every
Worst places to
few
go.
months. Right. Yeah. Utah girls love plastic surgery.
Utah girls love it, but I think she goes to someone in LA.
Oh, she does go to someone in LA. Yeah. So okay, she's not going to the same surgeon that the Mormon wives are going to. But apparently there are a lot of really good surgeons in Utah.
A lot of good surgeons and a lot of dynamic characters, because also this is where we met Bronwyn.
Yes, I cannot believe that there's another person named Bronwyn in the Bravoverse.
It's kind of, I wonder if when Bravo casting was like, Bronwyn, I thought you moved to Nashville.
I know. Well, she does
spell it differently.
Spells it differently with an O instead of an A-U. But what did you think of Bronwyn? First impressions. The outfits are outfitting.
Look behind you.
Outfits are outfitting, and I love that she was wearing like a $15,000 thing that only her and Rihanna have.
It's Saint Laurent, and there's 3 of them. Well, I have one. Rihanna has one. And then there's one in a museum.
That's
a flex.
Yeah, that is a flex.
That's an objective flex. I love to, I'm forgetting the third, was it Brittany, her, and Mary all talking?
Brittany's a new friend
It was Bronwyn, Mary, and one of the friend obs.
I love your costume.
My costume? Ooh, you can't come to this couch with Mary and I and call it costume.
Oh.
When they're talking about the fashion, and the girl's like, oh, well,
you mean Brittany, the friend of?
Yeah.
Oh, with the long pin straight hair?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
And then when she was kind of like,
I was there. I grew up poor, and so I felt like,
Why was I poor? I didn't say that.
oh, well, growing up not having a lot, I guess it's like a reason to love clothes. Mary's like, I didn't grow up poor. And the girl's like, well, I did. And Mary's like, okay. Like, nothing she could.
When I was younger, I had 5 siblings, and we never had enough.
so you became like a hoarder, like.
Not a hoarder, but that's
just
a little
like-
much.
Because this is everything with Mary. What? Mary doesn't like someone. Nothing they could do will make. There's no winning her over. And that's what was happening in the scene.
But like
Brittany and these
Not a
words, we
hoarder,
gotta
no.
get Brittany at the
I
source.
buy enough. Like
Not
I buy
a hoarder,
I
but
buy
like just
enough.
like the scarcity kind of like.
I remember a look of defeat overcome Brittany's face.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if you grew up poor, you would understand.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I totally offended her.
And if I were Brittany, I think I would just have to leave.
I would.
Because if Mary's starting with me, I don't want to end it with her.
And especially over fashion. And like, I hope she knows Mary has, like Mary even said, she has an entire room of just clothes.
Yes, she does.
Couture.
Yeah, lots of couture, but I can't really remember what Brittany was. I remember her looking fine. It was like an outdoor situation. I don't know.
I think because Brittany. Here's how it started. Brittany said, "You guys are in cute costumes," and they were like, "It's couture, not a costume."
Yeah, calling couture a costume is. I feel like that. Do you think that was purposeful shade or just a?
I think this girl's like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, right, right. She like steps onto set and she's like, "What are these girls wearing? Oh, these are costumes."
I also wouldn't think costume is shade.
Yeah.
Because like I would be like, it's almost like because you're in such like a vavahoo.
What if I complimented your look? I love your costume.
I'm like, okay, who am I dressed up as?
Well, you would have to tell me.
I don't know. You said it's a costume.
True.
I'm waiting for my answer. I'm waiting for my call time.
It's like when you go to a Halloween party and you're like, oh, what are you?
I hate Halloween.
I know Halloween's coming up. It's honestly not my favorite. The only person who makes Halloween fun is Dorinda Medley, I feel like.
End of list.
Yeah,
If
truly.
Dorinda invited me somewhere, I would dress up, but I am too old to dress up. I just get my candy delivered to me. I get the candy I like.
Yes.
No one knocks on my apartment door.
Yeah.
I don't sign up for that. That's besides the point.
But it seems like Bronwyn and Mary are treating every day as if it were Halloween in the eyes of new girl Brittany.
Yes.
They were looking fabulous in that scene. I honestly, when it comes to Bronwyn, I don't have much else to say beyond the fashion because I feel like we leaned in so heavily on the premiere. So we still have a lot to learn about Bronwyn.
And I have my husband, who is very successful, and he's just a little bit older than me.
The fashion and the age gap, yes. I know. I'm interested to learn more about their marriage dynamic because that seems. I mean, I'm always interested in a marriage with a big age gap.
it.
I think it's
aspirational to me.
It's aspirational.
Yeah.
It's sexy.
And I'm like, yeah, you guys like, what are we bonding? Like, yes, yeah.
Yeah, as long as he's like buying the little yellow diaper for her to wear in 32-degree weather, like that's true love.
That's love. That's love. But there was no love for Wild Rose.
No love for Wild Rose. Yeah, that.
And you know what's commendable, I will say about Whitney?
What?
Girl can hold her own.
I will not be called a liar, and I will not allow you to throw my trauma in my face as a weapon. You want to use my healing journey? This is killed Whitney. I'm strong. I can stand up for myself. I don't need you. But you can't.
She can.
She's not
took
going to
it in
crumble.
stride. Yeah.
She's not going to crumble.
No, she took everything in stride. Everyone was coming for her, and then when she decided enough was enough, she said it's enough, and then she walked
also,
out.
I don't know if we can flip off. She just said, she gave a little Helen.
She said, "Meet the Hilled Whitney."
She's like, oh, the hills are alive.
Yeah.
With my middle finger.
Yeah.
Because this all started. Because let's play fair. If Lisa, because this all started because Lisa told Angie and Heather something about Whitney. Mm-hmm. And then Angie did her, you know that meme where they have her like running for the thing?
Oh, yeah.
She ran over to Whitney and filled in some gaps.
Yeah.
If you were Angie, would you have done that or not?
I think that, well, it depends. How much do I value my friendship with Lisa? It seems like she didn't value her friendship with Lisa at all. So she made the choice that was right for her. You know, like obviously Lisa didn't mean that much to her because why would you tell a secret to your friend's nemesis? What would you do?
I think I would have Heathered it. Because Heather just kind of sat it down and was like, I think with Heather, she's like, okay, noted, clocking that dynamic. Because I wouldn't want to piss off Lisa.
No, we had so much fun.
But I
with Lisa
wonder,
this week.
you guys, like,
it was the
I
best
could
time
hang out with her
ever.
for 5 more hours. But I wonder if maybe Angie has always wanted to be like more friendlier with Whitney. And unfortunately,
If you're friendly with Whitney, it's not going to go over well for your friendship with Lisa.
Yeah, and like a good way to bond with someone. I was like, you know what this girl was saying about you?
Do you know what? That's why I think Meredith and Lisa were able to move on and make up stuff. I know that they had a conversation off camera before the season started. They both told us about that, which I love that for them. But I do think when you have a shared enemy, when you have 2 shared enemies, honey, that friendship runs deep. Rolling in the deep.
With 2 Sagittariuses?
Yeah.
They are. And like, again, like, that kind of ignites it. Because also, when the conversation would never lull when you have an enemy, because you just go, and another thing.
Yeah.
And another.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is like interesting to see Angie develop a new friendship with Whitney. And do you know what's kind of interesting too is I feel like I don't like love a super divided cast because then we enter like New Jersey territory and then we have to like essentially cancel a show and start it over. Yeah. However, it is interesting how Salt Lake City is kind of turning into a teams divided situation because it is very much like
that's true.
Meredith, Mary, Heather against. I mean, Meredith, Lisa, Heather against everyone else, or not against everyone else, but they're just such a solid trio. The Destiny's Child of the cast, in my opinion.
Well, because what did Lisa say? Sometimes a friend to all is a friend to none, and she feels that about Heather sometimes, but they're in a really good place right now.
Yeah.
Heather does have it, and I think Heather will always have not an affinity, but an appreciation and respect and a love for Whitney that I don't think the family.
Yeah.
Where I don't think they can draw the wedge for them could go back and forth a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling Mary and Meredith hopefully could get to a place of recalibration.
I mean, you would think so, but Meredith told us that what first needs to happen is she needs to understand why Mary turned on her. She doesn't get it.
And you know what I think? Mary would do that for Meredith. She wouldn't open up and lean into an apology for a lot of, like, Heather? No.
Never.
I think
well, no, not now. So now that Heather is on her Ozempic journey.
Ozempic, baby. You look fabulous. I mean, it's been a long overdue glow up. Thank God for modern medicine. That's all I can say.
She's lost a few pounds, which she's been very open about. She actually enjoys.
She did the special.
She did the whole Ozempic 2020 Dateline
I love.
ABC News special, whatever that was. It might not have even been on ABC News, so don't quote me on that. But she did some special, important, serious news special where she was like, "I'm on Ozempic and being thinner is better." And apparently Mary thinks the same, because now that she's a little bit more svelte, Mary's giving Heather.
Heather was like, "Oh, this is all I needed to do to get Mary's love."
You're pretty and thin. You're thin. I finally cracked the code. I lost 25 pounds, and now Mary Cosby loves me.
But back to your point, I do think that Mary would extend more grace to Meredith over Heather. And I do think, I mean, Meredith told us that she's hopeful for some sort of reconciliation or resolution. I think that Mary would give that to her, but if her friendship remains strong with Angie, I feel like that's going to be a wedge that's going to prohibit them from like really making up in a meaningful way.
You know what's also going to be a wrench? Because when Lisa was talking to us, and this was during the interview, about how Angie says Meredith like uses Brooks as like to like feign support for the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
Mary loves Brooks.
Mary loves Brooks. She tried
to set him up with an Italian model.
With an Italian stallion.
Yeah. So I feel like if that is a storyline and Mary maybe is more clued in on that, I could see Mary not vibing with that. Because she really loves the Marks family.
Yeah.
And who doesn't?
Well, I mean, one could argue, if you really love the Marks family, why would you kick out the matriarch of the Marks family out of your breakfast at Tiffany's lunch?
Sometimes people have to spar, but we'll see.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to see it play out, just so I too, like Meredith, can hopefully gain some understanding.
We can all connect a dot.
Yeah, connect a dot or two, because Meredith has been the one keeping Mary in the mix for so many years. And I don't know, she told us that she feels used by Mary in the whole situation. So I don't know. But then Lisa kind of implied to us that Angie has been in her ear about Meredith. And
this is why we love these ladies, because 5,000 things are always going on at once. So I'm excited for the rest of the season.
They keep us on our toes.
And in couture.
Yeah.
Well, not us, but.
Yeah.